I look at Justin Timberlake a lot, and I just see how, he went from being a 14-year-old kid when he was back in sync. And I always followed his story because I always thought it was so interesting. At age 14, he was writing most of their music.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people know that. I mean, 14-year-old, like, I was deciding what high school I wanted to go to. And he was writing songs and becoming one of the biggest band groups in the world.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
So I look at him where he's at. I think he's like 30. I don't know. He's in his like late 30s now. But what he's accomplished and how he just, I think maybe it's the entertainer in us. I'm not sure. You just want to keep doing it because it's like what you love. But at the same time, it's like, are you fully fulfilled? I don't know. I mean, I guess at his level, it's like, yeah, I've done what I wanted to do. But I mean, both him and his wife still do movies. They still do songs. He still writes with people. And I don't think that'll ever go away, which is great. So like you said, there's a fulfillment, yes, but I don't know if that fulfillment's ever filled totally because you always feel like you just want to do more. But at that level, you're kind of like, yeah, I can go blow like 10 grand in Vegas and, have a couple bottles and, oh yeah, we'll go do a song tomorrow for fun. That would be my ideal. No, I'm just kidding. Not that. That's a little crazy.
Well,
but yeah, I think you know what I mean by the success.
I do. We all want some securities on where we're getting paid and how we get paid. But I love that your dad's instilled some business sense to you in your past, because now you're working in an industry where most people think that it's just about the art, but you've also mentioned the business sense and where that satisfaction might come from. What I also find a lot in whether it be my guests or some of the people I work with on life coaching is people oftentimes don't know what their end goal looks like. I think it's really important to know what that end goal looks like. Is it that ranch in Montana, or is it that beach house, or is it like you said, I want to be able to blow 10 grand on bottle service every weekend in Vegas. Everybody's got a different goal, right? But I think that you have walked down a path that a lot of people have told you that you couldn't do, and you've proved that you can. And I have a feeling that you're going to figure out what your next steps are and where you're going to go with this thing. But I love your message that you are willing to step out of the comfort zone. With that, what is on your radar right now for being next? Do you have some songs that you're writing? Or are you still playing a lot of guitar? What's going on with you next?
So after we finished the tour in March, I was very tired, so I took a little break. But I had some friends of mine actually that kind of lit a fire in my butt because, you get very lax and it's hard, like I said, to stay motivated. So one of the things that I definitely said yes to, and I'm so happy I did, definitely a godsend. One of my friends, Melissa, she's also a producer and she's worked on some pretty big projects herself. She just started a production company and she's like, hey, you remember that song you did? Why don't we re-record it and, get it like up to par. So it's like, with your new, like, I shouldn't say new voice, but your voice changes so much that you should have stuff that's like recent. Otherwise it doesn't sound what you actually sound like. So she's like, you've grown so much as a vocalist. You need to re-record something that's new. And then we'll shoot a music video for it. Like, we'll do it. We're super cheap. Like, we just want content for you. And then we want something with our new product to like, be like, hey, we just shot this with our product. So it was like a collab effort. Long story short, we didn't end up actually using her production company, but one of my other buddies who I actually went to high school with, who was one of the reasons that I moved out to LA, he has a couple Emmys. And he has a couple friends that have a couple Emmys.
Good friends
so
to have.
So he's like, what's that?
Good friends to have.
Yeah, no big deal. Not that they've like done so much more. And like, just, I think that's another reason too, that I continue to push because I've got some friends that, I've seen from day one and just like me and what they've done and what they've accomplished. I'm like, you know what? It's definitely possible. But so they, my buddy, he's just wanted to shoot one of my videos, and literally we've just never gotten around to it because he's either traveling the world doing, film or on a project shooting something. And another country or he's back in Florida doing something. So our schedules never really matched up until recently. And Melissa was kind of like, yeah, I think you should do this. I'm like, oh gosh, like, I don't know. I'm so tired. Like, I don't have time. And I think it goes back to saying yes. I was like, all right, fine. Like, we'll do this. And then she's like, well, do you have someone that can, re-record one of your songs? So we're doing a re-release of one of the songs I wrote about 2 years ago because it was a really good song, but we wanted a name on it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, too many people. Like, I might have someone, but it's a total long shot. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to actually my friend Crystal, who I think you said you follow, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Who knew this producer that had he had done Colby Calais and One Republic and a few other really big artists. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, this is total long shot. Like, don't feel pressured, but would you feel comfortable getting a hold of Michael for me and maybe seeing if he'd be interested in doing some of my songs? And, I was like, I don't feel like I'm trying to ask a favor. I'm at a point right now where like, I kind of need someone to help me out. And she was, no hesitation whatsoever. She's like, absolutely. Like, hands down. Long story short, Michael and I ended up doing, we re-recorded Tennessee Lie, which is the song that's going to be coming out in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And we also shot the video about a month ago for it, which my buddy Evan he was on the project, and we were able to make his schedule work with mine. And he got some really nice lenses for it. And we had a whole bunch of my other friends that were from Florida that jumped on the project, and a lot of support, which was super cool. But we ended up doing 2 songs. So we have the Tennessee Lie that's coming out in a few weeks for a single release. And then the video, I think we're looking to shoot. We haven't have a set date for the release yet on it, but I believe it's going to be in February. And then we're looking to shoot the other song for a summer video release. It's called Ride That Bull. Keep an eye out for that one.
Sounds fun.
the Tennessee Lie is like our pre-song, like, here you go, here's a taste. All right, now you're going to get some Ride That Bull. When the Ride That Bull is awesome. It's like a party song too, which is super cool. But that's kind of where that started. And it really was amazing how it went from, gosh, I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm good enough, like, to, holy crap, we have 2 songs coming out and a video. Like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
So it's been really awesome just the last few months to kind of see that journey and go from, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, just to feel that like momentum. So I think that's really propelled me to really keep, at it and just make sure we're doing something next. So we have this next year kind of planned out, and we're maybe hoping to do a tour, but that's right now we're kind of seeing where the response comes in with these videos and these new songs that we're coming out with.
It sounds like a great time next year. I've heard your music from your website and listened to a lot of the songs that you've got on there. I think, like I said earlier, you have a beaut voice. I love your style and what you're doing. Before we have to go, can you give any advice to our listeners that are thinking about being aspiring singers, actresses, actors? Any tidbits for them that you've learned along the way?
I would say if it's something that you truly want, you can do it. It's just a matter of how much. And if you listen to what everyone else says, you won't be successful, because everyone else likes to tell you, that you're not good enough, and a lot of negative and a lot of jealousy out there. And I always say it's funny when you get haters, it's like you're doing something right. When someone decides to tell you suck or you're not good enough or that's not, what you think you're going to be successful, it's funny. It's like there's a reason for that. And I think really just if you want it bad enough and you have the drive and the determination, you're going to do it. Just remember it's a small world. So don't burn too many bridges.
Be smart. Be smart. Erin, I really want to thank you for being on our show, and hopefully this message will resonate with some people out there that are thinking about getting into this industry. I'm assuming that we can follow you on Erin Cosgrove Official on Instagram. Do you have a Twitter feed as well?
Yeah, so it's all Erin Cosgrove Official. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I even have a Pinterest account, but that's kind of more for my fun.
Hey, people want to know.
And then my website as well, which is erincosgroveofficial.com. And then I do have a YouTube channel, but we're kind of revamping that at the moment. So maybe the next time we get on, it'll have some new videos. But that's actually at Erin. It's youtube.com / just my name, Erin Cosgrove. So yeah, any of the social media sites at Erin Cosgrove Official. Twitter, follow my Twitter story. That's a fun one. I call it my little mini reality show.
That sounds good.
So if you want to see the real, true goofball me weirdo, then yeah, that's the best place to go.
Well, again, I appreciate your story, but it looks like you're having a great time. You've got a beautiful website. I see you've got some T-shirts, and your music's on iTunes. So I would encourage people to check out your website, get familiar with your music. We look forward to your future music coming out, getting on that. What'd you say, riding the bull or getting back on the bull?
Hey, it works both ways, right? Yeah, it's called Ride That Bull.
Ride That Bull.
Which is kind of funny, too, because that's actually where I went to college, University of South Florida, so go Bulls.
Okay.
Ride That Bull, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think you're very special in what you're doing, and I'm glad that you had the time to be on today's show. So thank you very much for your time. We look forward to hearing your music and enjoying you, hopefully live with some big country artists.
Yes, thank you so much, Jim.
What a great story by Erin. I really love that she had a goal in mind and she traveled out west. We see in those movies so often somebody that wants to become a celebrity and they come out to the wonderful state of California and they pursue those dreams. Some succeed and many, many don't. But it's people like Erin that give everybody the hope and the dream of becoming what they wanted to become. And literally it's what you believe is what you'll achieve. We had an earlier show this year with Pilar Lastra, which basically did the same thing. And she's achieved success. You can catch her on Sirius Satellite Radio. She does a football show, fantasy football show actually. And she's enjoying her life all the same. So again, just love these types of stories and believing in yourself and what you're driven to do and become. And we look to find more people just like Erin. We're hoping that at the end of the show, if you can stay tuned for another minute after the sign-off, we'll have her latest song on for you to hear what her music sounds like or catch a glimpse of that. So we're trying to download that and get it loaded up at the end of the show. So if you appreciate what we're doing here, please like, share, go on iTunes and comment. Tell your friends about the show and what we're doing. We really appreciate it, and I am always open to your feedback and hearing from you. And again, what you believe is what you'll achieve, and as David Meltzer tells me, spend every morning writing down all the things that you have more than enough of, and you will be surprised at how blessed you are. I know I am every single day. With my two wonderful girls, we went to SeaWorld yesterday. It is so amazing to watch the world through your kids' eyes. Take time to do that. Whatever their age is, the fascination that they have with the things that they discover, and as a parent, just reliving some of those moments, like the first time they saw a whale or a shark or, I don't know, something unique. It's just really, it's enjoying for me, and I think we can all slow down a little bit and appreciate what this world is all about. So, hey, day after voting day, hopefully everything went your way, or at least you voted to contribute to the process. And I look forward to delivering another show next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Answer Is Yes podcast.
I saw you standing at the bar all alone. You made me curious. I laughed when you said hello. Had no idea